Chicago, at the Field Museum of Natural History, a researcher was dispatched to make contact with the tribe and learn of their culture. However, as a prank bro, they end up giving him something that would transform his body into what is essentially a complete hormonal monster, or as we like to call them in our species, teenagers.
Still out there on the side playing basketball. He then finally notices and turns around to all the bloodthirsty kids surrounding them. He begins to talk to them, saying that he wanted to do that to the vice principal as well, but you can't just go around eating your teachers.
Managers. If they aren't calling you on your day off saying they're short-staffed, they're ignoring an alien parasitic threat to stay open on Black Friday. Classic. DaGosta then asks them, would this cause someone to, I don't know, eat a hypothalamus out of humans' brains? And Chris's dad has some great advice, basically saying, welcome to corporate hell. Margot says people either see it as a god or enemy. Right. As Chris and Ken pull up to the store, they notice that the Allmart appears closed, which is a little strange, but then they almost get decimated by an ambulance. Kids are also still there. Like, the overhead PA system is like, the museum is closed. Go home. So now it comes out that there's going to be layoffs, so everyone is mildly upset as Marnie punches Jonathan. And now the cops have arrived, except it's not really, as the cop car just smashes through the front. Deductive reasoning should have told Margot, oh hey, there's this murder. Maybe I shouldn't enter this room, just for funsies.
To go down there, but she is refusing because she doesn't want to, and instead says they need to call someone. I mean, honestly, at this point, like I said, just throw her into the Temple of Doomshoe, please God.
Good God. Hey, there's no way this is getting monetized.
They move through. Another teacher proclaims that he does CrossFit and for them to follow him. And as he exits the door, he pretty much gets ripped apart immediately. Good God, I love this movie.
As Marty watches, she sees, well, there's body parts everywhere, but the infected shoppers are grabbing things and again, do appear to be building something.
He's currently talking about how firm his partner's tennis balls are.
So like, super late at night, the kids are still at the museum and the question is why? You already successfully skipped school. Go home already. They also have a crab eating contest, which sounds awesome. Personally, I think I could wipe out an entire crab population.
When really they should have just thrown Amy down there.
The lab portion of the museum putting little parasite eggs into vials. Oh, by the way, the rest of the science team is also there and they actually have a sense of humor, which is completely unreal. Immersion broken, 0 out of 10.
Hold the fire up to one of the flowers and find that the flower is actually mimicking the ringing.
Hey, just prior to this, citizens were actually kind of getting rather upsetty spaghetti as the mayor's company was dumping a ton of chicken turds into the bay from his family that they are safe in a safe area up the street. So since his family's still kicking, he's got a reason to stay alive. So of course, as soon as he sees this, he gets grabbed at this point though.
Says the most ironic thing I think I've ever heard. 4 Americans on vacation just don't disappear.
Oh look, carnage. As the kids continue to rip apart teachers and feast. Also, this girl is getting attacked and this dude just jumps in.
Some man casually walks through before grabbing one and releasing it of its earthly burdens. Presumably, it's harvesting day for the chickens as Big Papa needs some chicken nuggets.
Now we see the throw up that Chris has to go get, and bro, that's not throw up. That's just straight up guts.
Decided that going and rediscovering an ancient Mayan temple is the way to go rather than just drinking beer and hanging out by a beach. I mean, to me personally, it's no contest. Obviously, I would want to meet my gruesome end atop a sun-soaked temple, and this group knows how to party, so they agree. He latches onto the dude's gear. I mean, Christ almighty. Anyways, as he's latched on, it starts to tear. Ah! Doug goes in and checks Clint's fluids with the 2 oldest scientific tools man has, his bare hands.
One of the personnel walks out and the guard's like, oh, leave the door unlocked. I don't like it when you lock the door. Then he goes in, realizes the wires have been ripped out and fried as something attacked it. He then heads back into the security room, talking to his partner, then goes, is like, hey dude, why aren't you saying anything back? But the guy's been decapitated and he's next.
New market idea, mold pink slime into the actual shape of a chicken. Jeff then comes up with a terrible plan because it involves Amy surviving. He tells Jeff that she's not staying here, which I mean, you're more than welcome to go out there and get force multiplied out in the sand, to be honest with you. Then Amy rips some of the plant off the temple and throws it and hits a kid. The kid freaks out and then they just straight up dome the kid on the spot. Pretty brutal. Way to go, Amy. You're now responsible for ending a child. The kids grab it Hungry Hungry Hippo style, and he's a man named Doug, which if you haven't seen the meme While Such Gaming made about this man being me, and I can't really blame him. That's pretty fairly accurate summation. He continues running off into the jungle, gets the Jeep started, and unfortunately, the person who was the biggest loser turns out to be the only survivor, which is amazingly annoying. Like, of all the people who deserve to get got, the most unlikable character survives. Real bra moment.